How's it going? Okay, now it's mirroring. Perfect. Now it's working right. So, I have a little update. So yesterday, I totally broke my diet. Yes, I had 5 chocolates, 5 little dark chocolates, and they had marzipan inside. Yep. And I did, yeah. But I also didn't do anything else that, like, so I did it, but I didn't. I didn't drink coffee yet. I have not had any coffee. And I've mostly had actually juices, and I've been good, but yeah, I have had soup, and I have had yesterday the chocolate. Now, I don't usually have chocolate much in my house. It's usually when, certain time of the month I crave, or if, like, this past 2 weeks have been complete shit. So, pardon my French, where, all these people going to the hospital close to us, people losing their children, their babies, people having their dogs sick, all people close, It's just being one thing after the other. And when the baby thing happened, yeah, yesterday I was feeling someone else's really bad feelings as well. And I totally tuned into them. And I broke down. I said, fuck this. I don't give a shit. I don't have enough. It was a decision. It's not like, I just was like, I just don't wanna not do it. I don't give a shit. Today I just don't care. And anyway, I have to, in a way reset, because even having the soups is not exactly what I want to do, right? But on the other hand, I look at it as, wow, I have been without coffee for almost 10 days now. And I don't think that has ever happened in my life. I don't actually remember of a time where I wasn't having coffee at some point. And I haven't been without energy. That's what I want to tell you guys. I actually have had energy. And I haven't had the same dizziness and stuff that I used to get. So, I know it's not what, I set the goal as, in the sense that, yeah, it would have been great if I didn't break the diet. Duh. But you know what? As I said from the beginning, I'm not gonna push myself beyond the limit that I can handle without going crazy and then going totally the opposite side, because that's what happens to me every single time. So I know other people have this problem. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm sharing my journey here of, changing the way we eat, not from a place of lack, but from a place of empowerment. And I show you my struggles, because then you don't think, oh yeah, but you're so strong, it's not difficult for you. No. The reason why I'm sharing is because I am one of those people who struggles with this. So I want to show you that you can struggle with anything, but you can still achieve. And also I want to show you that you're not alone, It's from the people who struggle that we learn the most, not from the ones who do it easily. And if they don't share their journey and how they went around it, the next people are gonna struggle, in their own way, right? So I'm not saying that this is going to be a solution for your issues. It's just gonna be a page to look at and say, oh, maybe it'll give you ideas for yourself, So I'm not sharing for any other reason. And the fact that I know people like to watch this stuff, and so maybe they'll start tapping, maybe they'll start looking at these things with a little more interest, instead of just finding them so freaking boring and whatever. And I'm not an entertainer, I told you many times. I never started streaming or doing any of this because I love to be on camera. I love to, like all these chicks, all these people. And it's not to put them down, but I'm just not that kind of personality. So I'm more of a nerd, and I'm more of someone who, yeah, I take care of myself enough, but I don't spend my whole day looking at myself. Oh, look how cute. Yeah, every morning I wake up and I go, you are so awesome. You are so great. Look at this job. I love you. It's like, come on, people. I do that sometimes just to be funny. And I do love my chub. I don't really give a shit if other people don't like me. It's their issue, not mine. Look somewhere else. It's totally fine. You can turn your head, right? I just, don't really enjoy wasting too much time on any of that. A, because I don't really look at myself, so who gives a shit? And two, it's because, at some point, a lot of people, no matter what you do, they'll never be pleased, It's kind of like those people that we go and help. More often than not, the people we really try and help don't really show any appreciation. They actually treat you like shit, even worse than people who don't do crap for them. And it's just, the hurt people, right? Hurt people don't appreciate them because they just are not in that place. So it's the same kind of thing, like you can be the best looking person in the world and they are still gonna not like you. Because it's not the look in itself, it's a combination of things. And we all know that everybody hates Capricorn. They all tell us that they love us, but nobody does, right? Don't go and leave your house, Capricorns, because you'll find out the truth. So I don't expect people to ever love me, because why would they love me? It's pretty obvious they don't. It's pretty obvious that when they're nice to me, it's because usually they see an advantage in that. They see that I work hard. They see that I'll pick up the slack. It's not because they really enjoy my company and they really, want to spend quality time with me and they respect what I do most of the times. And it's not my impression. It's just the reality that I faced throughout my life. So should I feel bad? Well, no, it's whatever, I'm not going to change myself because you can't in that way. We all came with this set of skills and set of traits, right? So if people don't like me, whatever, like I'm a kind person, I'm nice. I always crack jokes because I actually like fun. So if they don't like me, that's fine. We just don't all like the same things. Now, if they mistreat me, it's a different story. I will say something. I'm nobody's rug, and I don't intend on taking shit from people, but, whatever, man. Like, to each their own, And that's why, past the point, I just ignore people whose content, if your content triggers me, I'll just block you, basically, so you don't bother me, and that's it, problem solved. We can do that online. I wish you could do that in real life sometimes. Let me block you. That'll be cool, right? So yeah, I am eating mostly. I have soups, yes, but the rule that I have, just so you know, is whenever I eat something that is not completely healthy or that has stuff that could throw off, the acid balance kind of thing. And noodles are not really healthy for us. I mean, it doesn't matter what people want to say. They're not. But whatever. I'm not gonna think that as I'm eating them, but in the same time, I'm aware that they're not the best, and so I go and then this morning the first thing I had was a nice glass of juice. So I'm focusing still on doing a lot of that and mostly having that. So the focus to me is not to be perfect, is to right now is to eliminate whatever it is that I like so much and that was really hard before to just let go of. And once I let go of something, I actually let go of it. So it's not a sacrifice. Like, not drinking coffee right now for me, it's actually not a sacrifice, guys. I'm not suffering for it, I'm enjoying it. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. It's not that this change is gonna go back. Just like with cigarettes and stuff like that, I never picked up a cigarette again and I never had the inclination to do so. So once you change in this manner and using methods like this, that instead of guilt tripping you and making you feel like you're giving up something, you're actually treating yourself better. Once you change the way you feel about things, then the real change occurs. And we can't really force it, because if you're like me, especially, because you will rebel, your underdog will rebel. And then you'll eat 5 chocolates in a row where that was a decision, but my underdog was right there going, come on, have those chocolates. And I'm like, you know what? I could say no, but then I know tomorrow I'll have 10. I know how it works. Eventually I cave in. When the underdog shows up in that way, it means that my inner child suffering has been stirred up again. And I'm sure that what sealed the deal for me was that person in our community losing her child. That was a huge trigger, and I dealt with this the best I could, but eventually I had to give in a little bit. And so it's up to you, you know, like other people guilting you for your past. It's like me going to that dude who said that I was fear-mongering people because he's so brainwashed by Western shit, Gary. I mean, he lives in the UK, no surprise. And he's never had a job in his life, as per his admittance, right? He had basically income because of his mental issue all his life. And so obviously there are several layers that this person probably had hidden inside of him of I'm not good enough and different other issues, right? So you can't just take a decision and say, oh, I'm just gonna go this way and I'll be fine. So of course he's gonna defend Western shit pharmacare, because obviously he has an advantage. He gets money every month, he doesn't have to struggle like you and me to make ends meet, and he has an excuse, a valid excuse for being like that, right? Well, in reality, these people go online, they stream, they do everything that, other people do, but, they hide behind this stigma and they use it for their advantage. So yes, I get it. Some people truly need that help for a while. But you well know, if you have actually, looked into this enough, that those pills don't take care of anything. Treating is not curing. And in fact, if anything, they create a series of problems inside of the person that are just good luck, And this is not me saying it, it's the actual real experts. So once a person lies to you and say, oh no, I totally agree with you about the pharmacare, but then, comes out and accuses you of being a fearmonger, when obviously it's not what I'm doing. I'm talking about stuff that a lot of times people don't want to talk about because it's uncomfortable. But I do offer many solutions that, many real scientists have offered and are backed up by actual science and proof. So I'm far from someone who fearmongers. So did I get offended because he said that? No. What though happened inside of me? I realized that this person is really fucked up and really needs more time to learn and heal what's the way to actually heal. And so I'm not going to, keep them in my close proximity, because people like that are exactly the opposite of what I do, and all they're doing is basically, send you shit energy by just default, even unconsciously, because what I do really shakes up their position about themselves and their view of themselves. And so once I saw, that was going on, that's where I unfollowed, so I don't bother them ever again. And I still promote them on my channel, but I don't really follow them. And, I just said, whenever you're ready to heal, if you need help, I am there. But I have not in any way contacted them again. I just basically erased myself from their life. And in doing so, what I did was sever any kind of mutual, if they have feelings, negative feelings toward me, and they think about it, it's their issue, it's not mine. But I have severed from my hands, so from my hand and hands, so I don't have to worry about it. So I am scratching right now because I wanted to show you this is what I go through when my body's cleaning out, because I've been doing still, I'm still better than what I used to, and I get, it's like little bumps. It's sort of like how psoriasis sort of starts sometimes, and you get, they look like something beat you, but it's really just the acidity trying to find a way out. And because the skin is the third kidney, and I have a lot of acidity inside still, in spite of, having changed so many things. I mean, I was in such a shitty place before that, that's what's been happening. And so, because I had noodles, and noodles turn into sugar, I don't know if I can turn it enough, but on this side here, I have like a red dot and a red dot there, and it's healing. It's healing a bit, but I've been having red dots basically that then open up, and you want to scratch. But the more alkaline stuff I eat, the lesser they last and the faster they heal. So it's really about acidity, sugar level, and it's also about not feeling guilty when I'm gonna pay for those 5 chocolates, I guarantee you, because it always happens. It doesn't matter, like I tap on it and go, it's gonna be fine. I needed them because I was really down yesterday and I needed to have chocolate to make myself happy, and you can tap on it and you can lessen the bad effects of whatever you're eating. This actually is proven. Dawson Church also talks about this a lot. Dr. Dawson Church. But whatever, it doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. It matters just out of respect, but I mean, it's just terminology in the end. If they need that to feel good about themselves, I have to talk to them about, hello, you're identifying a little bit too much with this. It's like me, I'm a Reiki master. I don't identify with that. I'm just saying I'm a Reiki master to teachers, so they know that I'm versed in that kind of, world. And they can understand that I will understand what they're saying. Or, they can talk in terms of chakras to me instead of, organs. So, but it's not something I identify with. I couldn't care less. That's why I always add teacher, so people know master teacher. It doesn't mean I am body. So I tap on it. Oh, it's gonna heal faster. It's gonna heal faster. It's just gonna be fine. Those 5 chocolates, actually, I needed them, and they're just gonna serve me so well. And you can do that if you feel guilty. Use the tapping in that way. I didn't feel guilty. I was laughing, going, yeah. I'm gonna, I took this breaking the diet to a new level of rebellion now, not just the noodles now, And I had a piece of bread, so I had 3 pieces of bread, and I had, how many soups? 6 soups in 3 days. So, it averages 2 soups a day. And I did put shiitake mushroom inside it, and I did put onions, so actually when I put the onions and the potatoes, it didn't taste acidic at all. It totally balanced out. And my mouth feels the acidity, so it felt actually quite nice. But again, I am someone who has struggled for a lifetime with this shit. And that's why I bring it up. It's because if I had an easy time, what use would it be to you, right? You'd be like, fuck you, bitch. I'm struggling. Pardon my French, but come on. It's like someone who's an addict and you go and say, oh, hey, no problem. Starting and stopping. How do you think they're gonna feel, right? Oh, hell. People get offended for everything. Because when we are in a fight, being there, done that, we get offended with whatever people say. But the bottom line is, if you see someone react that way, remember, arguing with them brings you zero. But if you start tapping, and you just, what I do with people like that, I just say, okay, let's just leave it at that. Sorry you took it that way, I didn't mean. Let's just leave it at that, let's move on, After, of course, they dumped a bunch of whatever judgment they had because they are triggered. And if you know better and you recognize the signs and you can do something about it, which is tapping, then it's just logical to me to do that rather than what's the point of arguing? Arguments don't bring you any. And yeah, sometimes we lose our shit, all of us do, right, when we're triggered. But I think the more you tap, the lesser you will find yourself in this situation. So for me, if people treat me like that, I'll say, yeah, I don't need this shit, I don't even say anything to them a lot of times. I just don't go back, usually, and that's it for me. I don't put myself in those situations on purpose. And if I am there to help them, because the universe has a funny way of bringing us to people we need to help, we help them, they help us, right? It's always give and take. But in those cases, I work from a distance. It's like, when you go there and you get scorned by these people, it's your learning, right? Like when we have that reaction, it's our lesson. But then their lesson could be, that they meet someone who doesn't treat them like shit in spite of them treating them like shit. And, that leaves a mark even though they don't give you the signs right away. They'll actually be changed inside, not by you, but by the situation, by the lesson. You were just part of it, and they were part of ours, right? So the universe works in a very, I find, for what I've seen, in a very efficient manner. I understand it because I can be the same way. So I won't fix things the best way, but I will make them work. And so the universe is not that it gives you the most refined way to teach you stuff sometimes. It's kind of rough and, but it works. And it's very, much the fastest way. So efficiency is a big thing and timing and everything, right? And that's what really it looks at. The suffering part, I think a lot of it depends on us as well, what we do and how we take things. And we keep suffering until we have learned enough of the lesson, right? So, yeah, there will be people who, like it just happened the other day that I was treated like shit and I didn't do anything, but I can see their point of view of why they would have taken it in that way, and I can see why they react in that manner. So I just did that. I said, okay, let's just, duly noted, let's just leave it at that, and that's it, right? So I kind of bowed out without really, creating a big fuss. Now, if it was my old self, I would have created a big fuss. I would have basically, tell the person, I've been here, I've been helping you, my actions are showing that I'm not that person, so you're accusing me of stuff that others did to you, and you're just taking it out on me. Now, do you think it would have been any good if someone is already triggered? They wouldn't even have been able to listen to this. But all they would have gotten is, you're attacking me back. And then it would have been a shit show. And I look at those situations and go, no, it doesn't really happen. It's so rare that I actually find myself in a situation where people just attack me and I will attack them back in the same way. It's just, it would have to be a matter of they're actually hurting someone else and, I have to stop them, that's it. It just doesn't really occur to me, and I used to be super combative and you can talk to my mom. She would say, yeah, she was like that. Even my roommate, he has known me for 20 years. So I'm not the same person because I've actually tapped the shit out of everything. And I use Reiki every day, yes. So I'm definitely not the fastest in anything. I'm not the smartest in anything. I've never pretended to be. It's like, just like I never said I was the most beautiful. I never said I was anything. But somehow people, when you live your own life and you are yourself and you don't apologize for it, somehow many people feel very threatened by you because they don't. Most people live this fake facade bullshit. They are, worried that if they do this, they'll lose face. If they do that, and I always ask the question, why do you lose face? Who said that we have to do this in order not to lose face? These are rules that someone else tried to impose on us. Unless you're hurting someone else, you can do whatever you want. I don't understand what the problem is. How can someone lose face? Oh, you don't dress in a certain way, you don't act in a certain way. It's like some things are just not done. What do you mean some things? Like being honest, like having actual real relationships with people, even if it's just online, I mean, we have been forced to have this, guys. We have been forced to not live a real life, right? And damned if you do and damned if you don't. But the bottom line is, we haven't really had a lot of chance to hang out with so many people. So what do you expect? Of course, we're trying to get relationships even online, right? Like with people, not just romantic, I'm talking in general. So why is it so bad to actually just be yourself? Why do we always have to be these fake entertainers, for example? Entertainment. You enter and they tame you. They are retaining you. They're making you believe bullshit. I'm not an entertainer, and I have never aspired to be one. I couldn't give a shit. I never dreamed of being an actress, and I'm not. The only kind of acting I liked was the voiceover for cartoons because I like them so much, and I'm always playing. And I would love to be good at that. Absolutely, I would have a blast. Just because it would be so much fun for other people too if I was good at it. But it's fun for me when I do it for myself. I don't have to be perfect. So I just want to put things in perspective for people. I really don't give a fuck what other people think of me. It doesn't change who I am and what I stand for. But it does give me an indication of where they are. The way they see me and the way they judge or not judge. So, take a step back, guys. If you find yourself in situations where you're trying to change your diet or any habit that you have that you don't like, and you find yourself with all these layers, inside of you of problems, just peel them off one at a time and start with the one that you feel more comfortable with. Because if you dig in, with your heels and you try to do things that are out of your reach for the moment simply because, it's like building a pyramid. You build the bottom first and then you go up, right? Or a house. A pyramid is not the best choice, but considering the actual meaning of it. But, pyramids have their own power in energy and stuff, and they do work. So that's why it came to my mind. But when you're building a house or anything, you start from the bottom and you build up, right? What is that game where I forget the name of it, where you have to put those little sticks above each other and, people have to balance them and stuff. So if the bottom one is not well balanced, then everything kind of falls when you put the top one, and it's not correct. If the bottom side is more solid, obviously it's going to be easier to have a solid top, right? So start from what you can, and if you feel like blaming yourself, go ahead. Just stop on it though. Stop blaming yourselves and doing all these things that are really unhealthy, for us to do whenever we do them without really, without really having the tapping at the same time. Because when you do them without the tapping, you're just really reinforcing the problem, and you ruin your health in that way. You ruin your health, and you take away any chance of getting free from it, you know? It's like the difference between when you have streamers who are like, oh, this is just bullshit. I am not getting any new people and nobody cares about me. Versus people who go, oh, this is just bullshit. I'm not getting any new people. This is just crap. The second person is processing the issues. So it's not in vain. The first person is reinforcing them. So it's the same kind of effort in the end. You're still going through the motion, but you're just adding a little tap into it. And that makes the difference. Sorry, I'm really itching my back right now of my arm. And I keep scratching there for that reason. I'm very sorry about it. I told you I'm itchy. My skin is actually very soft and I can feel a huge change in it. You know, like the more, the better I become with the diet and everything, the more the skin is healing. So it's a good sign. But definitely, you know, I will have to start again in a little while and, you know, eliminate once again the soups and go back to just fruit, because I really do feel better when I do that. It's just, I get hungry. That's always been my issue. When the candida starts cleaning from your body, it starts craving, making you crave it, right? And so that's where my underdog comes in and goes, come on, just have one. What's the deal? The thing is, when that happens, I know that I'm triggered at that point, and it's because of other life's events and stuff. But I feel a lot better when I don't. And so that's my drive for keep trying until I actually do succeed. And I'm hoping that, you know, it'll be sooner than later, because I can surely use to do a good cleanup and finally feel better. So, still, even though what I'm doing right now, it's really good. So, you know, that's the thing. Like, as long as you eat always good stuff along with the bad stuff, you are at least balancing. And the cleaning up won't happen as quickly, obviously, because you're not just eating good stuff. But it's also going to be gentler in the way it happens, which I'm not opposed to, because quite frankly, I've been uncomfortable for too long, and I don't really wish to put myself in that position. So I'm okay with eliminating one thing at a time. Yes, I'll have a coffee every now and then, absolutely. I just don't think I'm gonna have you know, the amount of coffees and stuff that I've had until now. I'm done with that chapter in a way. And so, you know, it's gonna be, yeah, a coffee every now and then, but it's not gonna be my main breakfast food anymore. So I'm super happy about that. You know, when I drink the juices, it's not juice, it's smoothies, so I put in the whole thing. I just love them. I feel great. My mouth tastes good. Doesn't have bad breath at all. And I still have teeth issues, but it's just to say, you know. So I definitely don't miss that bad breath we get from drinking coffee. Ugh. I always hated it, actually, you know. And most likely I would have never even started drinking it if it wasn't in my culture, and if I didn't have, you know, that low blood pressure problem, which was really caused by other issues. But, you know, back then we were already out of macrobiotic, and you know, we were still using the principles, but we weren't being absolutely, you know, what we should have been. And so that was the solution that was given to me. Oh, if your head spins, have some coffee. And then, you know that when you have crutches like that, you keep using them. And I just, you know, I was thinking yesterday that I would drink coffee and I would drink it, but it never tasted awesome for me. Yeah, some of it in Italy is amazing, absolutely, it tastes really good. However, I wouldn't, you know, keep drinking it the way I did. It was literally because I was triggered and it was a crutch, and I had the belief system that I needed it because I had low blood pressure. Yeah, and it's all learned from your environment. So, in spite of us knowing the truth about it, that's the power that our environment and our old habits have over our actual, you know, conscious and knowledge of things. Is it just takes over. But if you start tapping, because back then we didn't have tapping, then it doesn't happen like that. Then you can still do the shit, absolutely, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So drug addicts, ADHD, neurodivergent. You know, they call neurodivergent now for anyone who doesn't have the same neural pathways than, you know, what's considered normal. So it could be Asperger, it could be, you know, any of people who have a different way of processing things. You can just start tapping and you will see a huge improvement in your life. And there is no doubt about it. Because with tapping, you just bring all of your parts that are not agreeing with each other together in agreement, and that is what allows us to heal. According to science, once again, it's not just me, the poor idiot. I'm just sharing that. And I'm sorry I'm itchy and I'm being really stupid, I know, but I'm just a human being, okay? You can't expect too much from you guys. I'm just a poor middle-aged woman who, you know, is a total loser, obviously, doesn't have a life. I'm like a potato. I'm as interesting as a potato. To some, potatoes are very interesting because they know potatoes are actually amazing. But to most people, you know, the sleepo, you're just boring. And it's true of INFJs too, apparently. We're very boring to most people. Because we don't think in the same way as most people. I did order for $20 a new headphones because these ones keep cutting out, and like when I touch them they cut out. So I mean, I have used them a lot and they were also $20. I have a backup headphones there, so I'm gonna keep one of the two as backups. I just always want to have backup of this because, you know, it takes time to receive items. And I can see that these ones are almost done. I broke them big time though. I taped here to keep it out because I broke one of the, it was it was pulled, I pulled it by mistake and it broke an arm, and then, so I had to tape it, otherwise the actual wire would have been ripped. So I'm not really someone who spends, if I had the money, I would buy better headphones just to see the actual real difference between, you know, really good sound and this, but I have been working with $20 headphones this whole time, so yeah. I'm not like the other ASMR artists because I'm not so popular and so, you know, sought after, so I don't have the same amount of huge money they make, but it's how it is. What are you gonna do, right? I'm just a potato, so obviously. If after 4 years I still don't make enough money to even pay for, you know, a basic lifestyle, I must be a fucking loser, right? See, this is my sense of humor, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. I'm actually being sarcastic right now. I don't think I'm a loser at all. I think I'm just someone who is highly misunderstood. No, I'm kidding. That's the other thing people say. I just think it takes a while to learn how to do new things. And I think 4 years is really not a long time to be in media. And there's a lot to learn, and there's lots of things to look out for. And just like yesterday in MEC, All Music on Theater, and they've been in media their whole life and they're in their 70s. So they were saying, yeah, for us it's easy to connect with people because we've been in media for so long. And they know how to do it. And you can tell, like, right away, because, again, I understand nuance very well, and I can feel things right away. So that's my superpower, and it's always right, and I saw it right away in that, right? I was like, yeah, you know how to handle things. And that's why a lot of people, you can also tell they're cult because they are very good. And I'm not saying they are cult, I'm just saying that if you would look at them and think, oh, they may be cult, is also because of that particular trait they have. Because cult members usually are very good in media, are very good in communication, are very good in manipulating others. They are not, I don't think they are personally. I can see, similarities with cult members. If they are, again, what are you gonna do? But I don't think they are personally, but I think they could be mistaken easily because of that particular thing. And also, I mean, people who have been in media for a long time, they are entangled for sure with people who are part of the cult. I mean, there's no way you can be in that world and not have friends and people who are. They may not be aware of it, but, I think they are. It's like yesterday they were talking about, all these young artists who die at 27, right? And they were like, it's so odd. I'm like, well, it's not really odd. I mean, they call it the 27th Club. It's like, it was referring to gematria, obviously. And then I said, and so Sandy said, yeah, but, I know about the 27th Club, obviously, because she was, sort of in that world. But she goes, oh, it's still odd. And so I just said, well, I don't believe in coincidences, so, draw your conclusions. It's obvious that they are gematria sacrifices, guys. None of this is, they all die at 27. Sure, it's just by chance, guys, Just like the number 23, number 22, when you see those recurring numbers and you're like, oh yeah, it's just all by chance that it's always there. So sure, yeah. If you want to believe in coincidences, go right ahead. I don't personally. I'm pretty sure it's not a coincidence, guys. And when I say pretty sure, I mean I am fucking sure. But that's just me, right? Of course, it's just my opinion and I'm a nobody, so. But, so they are aware of things, but again, I think a lot of people don't want to really see the reality of that world and just the world in general, that they don't want to believe that they would go to the extent of doing what they've done in this past 3 years of fibbing to a level of, basically, well, pretty much becoming genocide makers, like it or not, and that's what some people are about, whether they're human or not, the jury's still out, but my joke is they're not really human because they're not really empathic at all, and it's one more traits, like it or not. That's why a lot of people who are non-vegan actually have so many bad dreams and so many problems, is because when you eat non-vegan, you're eating a lot of pain, and you may not be conscious of it, but your body surely is in your higher self, and it does come out in different ways. So, feeling guilty about it is stupid, because again, you're not going to change your habits by feeling guilty. You're going to reinforce them. If anything, your underdog is going to come out and say, what should I feel guilty about? I'm in survival mode. So again, the tapping is a great solution. But anyway, it was a bit of a tangent there for a while, as usual, because I tangent a lot. And I know a lot of people like to shoot videos and have everything written down and stuff. I have such a hard time with that. Sorry, I'm not that good. I'm sorry, I'm boring. And I repeat myself too because I have bad memory. So, some people don't understand that. When you tell them, yeah, I've had complex PTSD, it usually means you have bad memory, you have a bad sense of direction. Just so you know, it's like a default thing, sort of, for most of us. But a lot of people don't get it, they have this, oh, we're all inclusive, we're woke, we're all inclusive. But then they tell you, well, if you have problems with this, because you had PTSD, I'm sorry, but it's your issue. But I promise, we're all inclusive. Like, imagine saying this to someone, who's part of those, one or the other of the woke community. Human rights violation! But it's okay if they do it to you, right? I'm like, alright, let's just leave now because this is just too much. Some people are unbelievable, and it's all because, you know, they're so ignorant and so arrogant and so misled, because it's all coming from that. The ignorance, the arrogance always go hand in hand, and then they're just misled. They don't even listen to you because they are triggered, right? And it's easy to mislead people who are in need, who are in survival mode without being there. Those of us who have been there, I mean, not the ones who had trust funds and, you know, everything was given to them. Oh, you're so special! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Imagine if all your life you had been treated like that, right? Like, what kind of a person would you be if you had been given chances upon chances? Like, there are people who are 20 years younger than me and they have the 3DO that is 10 times more expensive. How? Oh, it's because, you know, mommy and daddy are helping them, or because they were offered some opportunity because mommy and daddy were. So, a lot of times, it's not really people taking opportunities, it's also they are given opportunities. And then sometimes, yeah, they take opportunities, like, you know, there was a girl who was publicizing on Twitch. She was doing this. It was a rerun, because apparently she's recovering from an operation. Of course, it's probably plastic surgery, because, you know, she's probably getting bigger boobs, right? And more fillers and stuff. And she was saying, yeah, you know, guys, we are giving away a ticket. It's worth so much. You know, it's a room filled with naked girls, and the men are all dressed. That's right. You know, it's like, it's fun, right? And I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, wow, the suffragettes would be so proud of you, man. It's like, but at least you're making money and you're not getting killed today. So yeah, I guess it is a step forward. But it's like, wow, you would rather do that than actually, you know, apply yourself and do something that is positive, you know? How can it make you feel good to be naked in front of a bunch of strangers who are lusting over you, and then of course it's, you know, a huge orgy, I'm guessing, after, because a lot of people are in this shape, and they think, oh, it's totally normal, it's totally healthy. This is what the cult has done forever, guys. Like, if you were ever part of any of those cults, even Dawson Church talked about it recently, how he was part of some of those cults, and you know, he went in because he was looking for spiritual growth, and that was also part of it. Yeah, what the hell, man? So I look at that, I'm like, I didn't troll or anything, I was just peering in, going, what the fuck is all this about? And I was like, whoa, I'm out of here, man. I'm so not into it. But it was interesting to watch for that moment, like, wow, you know, this is actually what the masses want still. Well, now you have your explanation of why the world is the way it is, right? So, because sex is great and stuff, but that's not great, I'm sorry. You can twist it and turn it the way you want, but how fucked up as a woman do you need to be to want to be a hoe? Tell me. I can tell you. You must have been abused, and you must really not think that you're good at anything else, or you're a narcissist. And narcissistic people will do about anything to be at the center of attention and to be the top dog, because that's the most important thing to them. See, I don't give a fuck about being the top dog, because there's nothing to be top of, in my opinion. I see everybody has, we're all the same. So when people are trying to be the top dog with me, I go, see you see this? Fuck you. Get the fuck away from me. You're not just not the top dog. You are so below everybody else just for what you just tried and pulled that, you know, I'm gonna laugh at you until the end of times. And they get all pissed off. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Idiots. Yeah. And a lot of times, there are people who really don't have any even business to, you know, try and be the top dog. A, because the top dog is a bunch of bullshit, but two, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, really? To try and be toughed out with people who, unlike you, have been around the block a few times, and unlike you, they know their shit a little better. It's because they, have this thing that if they don't social climb, right, they're irrelevant and they're a loser. Just like you, You're a middle-aged woman who wears hats that are not fashionable and who wears hoodies like 20-year-olds and yoga pants all the time. You're the opposite and glamorous. Why would we want to be like you? My question is, why would you want to be like anyone else in the first place? But yeah, you definitely, why would you want to be like me? That I would ask you myself. But what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, be yourself, you morons, and stop emulating other people, I say to people like that, Like, all these people who worship, even if the e-girl is a nice e-girl, who the fuck cares? Like, why would you want to be like them? Why would you want to be a copy of someone else? Just be yourself. And the right people will like you. You don't have to change yourself to get all these losers to like you, but it's kind of an obsession. And so when people diet, they treat the diet in the same way. It's about showing to others. It's not about their journey and being true to their own journey and realizing that, I had 5 chocolates yesterday. It gave me a chance to work on a part of the trauma and stuff I didn't work on before. And I did. Do I crave chocolate today? I actually don't. Why is that? Addicts and people like I used to be, I would have craved it today too. Because this stuff works, and it works for real, and it's simple. I am not a doctor in anything. Well, in the way they mean it, anyway. I am not someone who has had special training in all of this. Remember that. In psychology and all this bullshit, I'm just a regular person in that way. Sure, I have a lot of experience. I've done Reiki Master, sure, I've done stuff. It's not like I'm really empty. I have things that I learned, of course. But in the standard of mentality, I haven't had thousands of cases like all these people who have been exposed. I haven't. I have seen a lot, but not thousands. I was fucking working all day and I was doing it on the side to help people. So yeah, I have experience. But I don't have thousands, millions of people because I didn't have a chance. But now I do it full time and I still don't get enough people because I am not known and I'm not pushed by certain people, right? Because I must not be so good. No, it's because the ones who are really good and who can really help you will take away the job from all of them, right? If everybody, all of you, learn that you don't need to take an expensive course to get there fast. You just have to learn certain things. They're not making the money. And they need the money because they live in a big house. They want to travel all the time. You know what I mean? It's like, get real. But to each their own. And everybody will find a way. I hope someone will get some kind of help out of this. That's my hope. And if not, well, you know what? At least I tried. I am learning stuff as I do this, so it works for me. And when I start making money, all the better. Whatever the situation is. But I'm not selling my soul to make shit ton of money and screw over other people. So I can sleep well at night for that. And I know that I'm not building shit karma for what I'm doing. And karma does exist. And when it hits us, that's when everybody goes, oh. So, all the best. I hope you guys get a wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying the stuff. I'm gonna continue doing this series of Reiki sessions. So again, if you have any specific issue you'd like me to address and try and make content for, let me know. I'm more than happy to oblige. And if you're a content creator just looking, and so that you can rip off what I say and get ideas and pass it to yours, go right ahead. Who gives a shit? There's tons of people like you out there, and usually karma gets you in the end anyway. So especially those of you who rip off ideas from others and you know, try and pass them as your own because you already have a huge audience, because maybe you started many years ago, or maybe you're just part of a cult and you've been pushed more than me. Whatever is the reason, namaste. Have a wonderful day. Go ahead and hate me as much as you want. I love you all anyway, and I wish you all the best of luck. And from the bottom of my heart, the pit inside of my stomach, I do hope that things will get better for a lot of people. And if not, well, you know what? I'll be there to be a clown, so maybe you'll have a few laughs. Remember, I'm a hateful Capricorn. Remember that everybody hates Capricorns. They all fake that they love us, but really deep down, they hate us. As Captain Jen on Twitch was singing, if you haven't gone and checked her out, you have to go check her out. She's a ventriloquist and a singer. Oh God, those puppets. She's pretty funny. Anyway, so I don't know if she hates me or not. I don't think she even knows I exist really, but she actually is funny, and she's Cuban, so don't piss her off, you know, those Cubans. I'm just joking. I have a friend who's Cuban, so I'm Cuban, and we always joke about that. And yes, I showed her Captain Jen because I was like, you gotta see this, is too funny. She has the puppets like I do, you know. You know that I have pumpkin, right? You have seen my pumpkin. I think I uploaded some of that content here. I forget. Again, you know, I have bad memory, so sorry if I repeat myself and I'm boring like that. I'm trying to heal from that too. Hi, my name is Pumpkin, and I am here with Mama. I love Mama. Hi, Pumpkin. You've got nice teeth, buddy. I know, look. I'm really pretty. I'm a cool pumpkin, and I really like to hang out with Mommy and the spoofle, and the frou-frou is here now. My frou-frou. She is here actually. And I just wanted to tell you that if you come to the live stream, I now help Mommy do ASMR. But Captain Jen, when she talks, right, just like ventriloquist, she just smiles and then talks like that. Oh, my name is Pumpkin. How are you? Oh, yeah, you're so cute. So every now and then, I, you know, throughout my life, I've actually tried to do ventriloquism because I just like to be silly. You know, and it's very freaks you out when you see someone smiling, but there is no movement, and the voice is coming out. You always make me laugh. Anyway, so yeah, I watch puppet shows sometimes and stuff, but she's really good. She's really worth watching. So I just wanted to share that too because I forget if I have or not. It's called Captain Jen E. And yeah, she's worth watching. I'm gonna see if I can actually find the link for you right now, so that I can share that in the About section. So go check the About section and you may be able to find it. But if you don't, on my channel, Flow to IRL on Twitch, I actually share her there. I'm sure she's on other platforms, guys, but that's where I see a lot of the content myself. So let me see if I can find her. Twitch really sometimes doesn't make it easy, you know, to find people. But I'll find her. Don't worry. I have her in my list. So I'll get her name for you and I'll get her I'll put a link for you so it's easier. It's totally worth it, and you don't have to be logged in Twitch to watch, by the way, or have an account. So, if you want to chat, yeah, but it's free to create an account, so. And you don't have to have a phone to verify either. A lot of these people are like me, we don't ask for phone verification. You just have to have an account and have an email and verify in that way. So you still retain your anonymity. I just wanted to point it out because maybe a lot of people don't know, and that's why they're hesitating coming on Twitch, you know? And there's a lot of wholesome content now on Twitch, guys, so I would say it's worth coming on Twitch. Okay. I was spelling it wrong, that's why. I was getting it. I'm gonna find her because I have a very long list of people I follow. Mainly because, you know, if they come online, it's nice to have content. Live content going on, and she's just too hilarious. Alright, I got her. So, she's so funny. And she has a very nasal voice, which I also always had. So, it was really funny. I would say she could easily impersonate, you know, a witch, and she has a very intense gaze, and the dark hair, and you know, the really white skin. She'll be freaking perfect. One of her acts should be, but she sings with the puppets and does all kinds of stuff, and it's really entertaining. So I try and focus on stuff that is fun, you know, and when I encounter drama people, I just kind of, you know, if I can help people, if they're in dire straits, I will, but I really stay clear because nobody needs that, right? I really have to tap the whole fucking time otherwise. I'm joking. Okay, I'll let you go for real now. It's been an hour, been chatting long enough. See you soon. Again, reach out, join the Discord, do all the things you have to do, follow the links, they're all there, easy to find, and I put more items on my Streamlabs shop as well. Just so you know, I make like $2-3 from each item. It's a nominal fee, you know, but I don't really make a lot of money out of it. It's just they're cute, and if you wanted to, you know, support the stream and get something cute, it's still, you know, any little support helps, right? So, and also, you know, I'm just having fun, so I understand if people don't like my designs. No worry. I mean, I'm just a puppy in all of this, so I'm just happy that I can do it and that I'm learning so much. So that's the positive part of this. All the best, and namaste, if that's what you like to say. Go in peace and enjoy your life. Not piss. Peace.